Hello everybody, how are we today? No face cam today, cause it's hot and terrible, so just kind of... I don't even know how you got down here, Gooper, and I'm not even going to ask. Also, I might not be as it's very hot and very gross and whatnot, and I don't feel like being on camera today. And moreover, I might not be quite as talkative today as I was last time, as well as yesterday, and all sorts. One of the side effects of my medication is recurrent sore throats, and those don't get better if you keep talking for 3 hours at a time. So, apologies. This might be a very chill stream indeed, but I will explain at the very least what you're looking at currently. It's been deactivated. I think we have enough living woods now. Let's go see what we're at. We're currently at 1,544 living wood. But this over here is the circuitry that I ultimately came to believe to be the best option for controlling this entire living woods production, conversion, this whole situation. So we have pulses in here that come from whenever it hits the top or the bottom, and that gets sent into both a signal that sends a signal that controls which side of the motion control section is working, so the up section or the down section. And then over here we have a toggle latch, which basically tips into this, which is a redstone clock. This is a fairly quick, one. It's not the slowest thing in the world, but it's quite quick. But fortunately, it doesn't have to be very slow either, because this is basically a binary counter, and it takes a pulse to get from 1 here to turn this on. When this turns on, when this turns off, rather, it turns this one on. Same thing over and over and over and over, until eventually this one at the end turns on, and then that sends a pulse directly to our actual move up kind of section, which takes it from the mid section where it gets transformed to the top section where it gets mined, and then that triggers the whole thing to reset and go back down. And because of the exact number of toggle latches I've got here, the second that the system emits a pulse, it is also in its reset position. So essentially when it rolls back around to 0 is when this whole thing stops counting, which means I don't have to worry about the timer, because the timer is always going to finish at 0, and therefore it's always going to be fully able to be used again in short order. Pretty sweet. Also, really nice that these clocks can actually be pushed by pistons. Found that out, I'm not even sure how, but it works really handily for this. And then we just have another one over here, which intermittently sends a pulse to the funnel over there, or over the inventory interface over there, which means that we can actually offload the contents of the whole system, as well as restock them with more wood. Speaking of, is there any? Yeah, there's this one chest in here, which shouldn't be, but bleh. So yeah, whole system worked out pretty nice. It's a bit of a mess, I will say, but I think it worked out okay. So we needed all of this living wood in order to do the ceiling on this level. We've already done it on the level above, as we can see there, which makes it look a lot more woody, a lot more tree-like, which is good. That's kind of what we want. And I think more or less, once we've gotten this ceiling level done, we're just about finished with the decorations. So at that point, we'll be doing a little bit of detail work, and then we'll be blowing it to Kingdom Come. But for right now, let's see. We have a standing mix of things. We have spruce wood, witch hazel wood, mossy living wood, and glimmering living wood. This I believe we can make a whole ton of. I'm not 100% certain on the mossy. We might need to use some trickery for that. But I'll just grab a few stacks of this for right now. Take care. I mean, technically speaking, I am taking care by taking the meds. It's just the meds have a side effect that's unpleasant. But oh well. Just as I got my computer packed. Well, what you gonna do? Not go to a LAN party in 2021? Actually, I'm in England. That would be a terrible idea. Ugh, sounds awful. Okay, there we are. Yep. Did that not? Interesting. Oh, I guess it's just because it's a yeah, I guess that needs an upgrade to be able to take more than that. Oh. Well, I should have some of those around. Let's see, it's this, sticks, and something, if memory serves. Okay, and we're going to need them up. So 2 iron, some sticks. Thankfully we have a ton of sticks. I cannot come lore dropping in game. I'm just doing something chill today, don't worry about it. I do not have the capacity today to be keeping an eye out for lore and whatnot. That's probably more than I need for this, but always handy to have a lot more than you need. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah, audio might be weird. There's apparently been a change to pretzel. And I don't know exactly what option it is to turn it off or anything, but whenever pretzel is on, most of my audio goes quieter. So I don't know what's going on with that exactly, but I don't seem to have a solution for it. So you can kind of like just tell how quiet everything else is at the moment. Very strange, but haven't found a way to turn that off. Still, it's a lot better than a bug I had in Sea of Thieves recently, where all of my audio was positionally reversed. That was very confusing. Sounds like I'm whispering to the microphone? No, I can see my levels for that, but I'm just not talking very loudly, because I need to keep my throat okay. Okay, so it's just wheat seeds we need. I was hoping it would be that, and it would, because the alternative was that it would be, where are my wheat seeds? There we go. I was hoping it'd be that instead of the vines, because vines would be a bit more tedious to deal with. If it was vines, I probably would have set up a machine to create vines, because I've got 72 of those. Okay, let's start off with our base, which is the spruce wood. Because him, the story troll looks horrifying. I mean, yeah. What's weirder is I also have 3 eyes. I have a Cerberus of Medusa heads. Okay, do I want to remove this whole system before I start to work on this, or not? I don't know. I do want to take my boots off, that's for sure. Dusty, there's no face cam today. I have literally already said that I don't really want to be on camera right now. So I'm not exactly certain what you're expecting me to do there. Just like freeze in place and just make audible squat noises, which could be taken very, very weird. Dusty. Do not. that a spotted? Yeah, that's another spot. There are some weird spots where, for whatever reason, the block zapper will not replace blocks, and I have yet to figure out exactly what causes that. It's very strange. And this is why we had to make the machine. Hang on, there we go. Yeah, I don't know exactly what causes it. I haven't looked into the code exactly, but it is very strange. Oh. There we go. Yeah, I probably need to talk to my doctor about the sore throats, but it's kind of hard to see a It's kind of hard to get a diagnosis on a throat issue over the phone. So, just what I'm dealing with at the moment. Plus, in my particular situation, what they'll most probably just say is stop taking the medication. Which is not an acceptable answer. Oh dang, I messed up the water. Very strange. Very strange. Yeah, those two blocks it will not remove. And they are just stone. So I don't know exactly what's going on there. Oh, this whole section it won't do. Oh, that's annoying. Oh, neat, I can do storage drawers. That's an entertaining possibility. I feel like that shouldn't be the case, but here we are, I guess. You're very gross sometimes, Cooper, you know that? In fact, can I just... No. Worth a shot. We're not running the latest code, so there is not a fix for Cooper being kind of gross. But, if you do want to see the latest code, head over to various oddities on Curse. We had a bunch of updates recently, including the addition of a few new abilities, including size. So you can now be about 2 pixels on a texture tall, if you desire, or taller than a giant. Like vanilla Minecraft giant. With some room for variation in between. Okay, Witch Hazel next. Do I want to do this part as well? Or is that better? Is this part better being stone, I think? Not 100%. Okay, I think that's enough with the Witch Hazel. Which I probably made far too much of, but oh well. Maybe I should turn down the the cooldown on the Hearthstone ability I've got. Just a smidge. Okay, so that is planks with wheat seeds. I did contemplate giving players a sort of innate degree of the size ability so that all players have slightly different heights, because that variance goes up and down, so I can have people be different heights. Then I realized that's just real life, and I'm kind of sick of heights in real life. No thank you. Plus, not actually including it as like a base makes it gives more people like opportunities for how they want to play, really. If being short, for instance, affects your reach distance, then maybe some people prefer to be much bigger than like more on the tall side than anything else. Okay. Glimmering. This, I think, is basically from wood with glowstone. I don't know how long this stream's going to be going on today. I can already feel my throat acting up a little bit. But I've been wanting to do another stream on this, like, a week, so I thought I'd at least try. How's that look? Nice, fairly even lighting, I think, for being randomly placed. Did I run out of blocks when I was doing this? It feels like it's a little light on things. Probably a few times. Okay, let's sort out these edges then, because that doesn't look good to me, the stone. So then the next question is, what do we replace it with? It was quite definitely before I had the living wood generator set up. Pretty sure of that. That definitely looks better already, I think. Not quite finished, but I think that does look better. Kinda wish I could see behind the vines for this point. Oh well. Just want to add some light here. I'll probably change that out for lanterns at a point, but for right now it's fine. Did I forget ebony? I think I forgot ebony. That might be why it looks so different downstairs. Going. It's random, so it's not really a good gradient, but it is a gradient nonetheless. Just doing this completely by hand would be utter misery. Okay, there is some there. That's good to see. any here actually as well. Well, here we go, that blends in quite nicely. Gonna leave this bit of stone, I think, and most of it on the walls. Alright, what do I think? I think that's looking good. Do we want this whole central thing to be wooden? Sort of like your tree trunk? Inverted, I guess, tree trunk? Or do we want to actually leave some of the stone in that? What do you think, Chad? At what point do I want the trunk to end and the roots to begin? Good question. I'm not sure if it should even be clear. But I think this is looking good. I think maybe if we have it too much wood and not enough stone, it'll just sort of blend together as a big brown mess, even with the visual noise you've added. So, probably leave it more or less as is. We might add some splaying roots a little bit, but that will probably interfere with just moving around on this floor, because we don't really have half slabs of all of these logs. So maybe it's just like every time they come through the ceiling or whatnot, there's a bit of stone tied up in them. Could we use chisels and bits to make false slabs? Yes, but we could not place them with a block zapper. And being able to place things at range so you can like still actually see what you're working on rather than having your face right up in it, really helps for doing detail work like that. I wonder if I can make some of these copper slabs. Because I think I have a few blocks of this. And it turns into that, which is kind of a pain in the neck. So I have to use it pretty much in situ. need to have a down button here, don't I? I need to rewire this elevator a bunch, I think. So I keep ending up in situations where it wasn't really intended that you'd be there to, like, deal with it, so... You can't. Wondering if I should fill that in. I think it's okay as is. Another thing I need to do is reinstate that. Because currently, we can't stop at this floor. Which I did mostly for dramatic effects during some filming. Okay, what are the signals? Or should I say frequencies? What are the frequencies? Dang it. Okay, fine. Let's see, that is... Is that not just 2 witches? No, I think one of them's a clutch. Oh lordy, I can... Okay, yeah, one is a winch, and the other appears to be a clutch. Well, I don't think I have either of those things in storage. Does seriously say wool? Yep, any kind of wool. What an odd choice. Why on earth do I have skeleton skulls here? That's odd. I suppose the skulls aren't over here, actually. Let's see. Yeah, there's one. Do I not have any iron plates over here? Just before I do this. Yes, I do. Okay. Okay. That should be the top signal. Okay. And then the bottom looked like it was a clutch. Which is that, which is basically just stops things moving. Just how we say, so lift, stop, essentially. I need more on this side for this. I really don't like that it turns into that. And there's no way to turn that into locks again. Kind of a pain. should mean this will stop now. Assuming I'm correct and that the bottom signal is in fact a clutch. Reminder everyone that Fei Lang has really heckin' long arms, apparently. Okay, so if I hit you, it should come up and it should stop here. Perfect. Okay. Grand and good. Just like Slenderman? Yes, just like Slenderman. Slender Fei. I mean, look at this model, of course they're slender. Okay, another thing I need to do is get that working, but I think we can just leave that for series. Just one less thing to be worried about. Because I feel like I've spent enough time decorating this place. Let's see, if I've got any ores I can shove into the processor. Ah, yes I do. Fei Lang has rubber arms, yeah, like Stretch Armstrong. That's new? That's never happened to me before. Oh, they're just sort of like floating outwards. That's interesting. How am I still picking these up? Oh, because they're going backwards. Somehow. Right. They got reversed by this, so they're just going backwards. Ah. Well, that's interesting that they'll actually work that way. As long as you feed them properly. And that also, I guess that means that their rotation direction alters the velocity that they're given when they're spawned in. Oh. Fascinating. Yep. Let's go and grab ourselves some more ores. Let's just go and, like, mine it a little bit low, shall we? Picking Luffy from One Piece. Oh god, no. I do currently have my mob grinder running, so I am functionally immortal. Ish. If I go too far away from the spawner, it will just, like, the mobs in it will start despawning automatically, like, instantly. So, there is a limit to it. I could make it actually, I could make the mobs in there actually persist, but I feel like that's more of a can of worms than anything else if something goes wrong with the killing system. Functionally immortal, just quite annoyed. God, I haven't kept up terribly with One Piece, like, at all in more recent years. I'm kind of curious just what kind of, like, endless recursive adventure kind of, like, hell they've got themselves into at this point. No, that is not what the witch stole from the Fae. It will probably become quite apparent fairly quickly in the series exactly what quirk, I guess, the witch gets from the Fae. Oh god. This is why you need to be very careful not to put excavate on your main things. Because that happens. One misclick with excavate, you get a free cave. Yep. Whether you want one or not. It's just free cave. Now, annoyingly, Fae don't have dark vision. Or at least they don't in this version. I don't know if they do in the most recent ones. On the other hand, though, actually having dark vision is kind of unpleasant. Oh, and I believe that we are far enough away now that the mobs in the grinder are instantly despawning, because my hunger is not being ticked up again. If I hop back, there they are again. So I need to rewire the lift so that it can actually go up and down from all of the different points. Ideally having a call button, like a button that we just click and it means that the lift keeps going and does not stop until it hits our current floor. That would be good, but that would require quite a bit more complex wiring. Then again, you guys might enjoy me doing that for like 5 hours. I wonder if I should add an ability that just lets a hopper interact with your inventory. I feel like that would be utterly ridiculous and almost no one would ever use it, but it would be entertaining. It's like maybe you pick a mimic race and you need that ability to function like a mimic. Yeah, 60 items right out your pockets. I do like watching the items fall out of this. Just get a nice little scenic view there. And now the only thing on screen is Pixel. I almost feel like I should slow down the rate at which items go into this thing for processing, just so that you can actually get a more constant trickling view. But it's still nice to watch. This is now hip and cool beats to grind into a crusher or two, I guess. If I can turn up the speed on this thing. I don't know if increasing the speed on the crushers actually improves things, but probably not very much. Once again, my biggest gripe with Create is just the lack of sound designed to it. Basically nothing makes any kind of noise. Which feels like it absolutely is a problem for this kind of mod. Yeah, it does look like increasing the speed has increased the processing speed. So that's good. Like, this shouldn't be as loud as, like, the immersive engineering machines, which are really hecking noisy, but it does feel like this should be making some kind of noise. Like, some kind of noise. I also appreciate that although your system can come to a grinding halt when it gets overstressed, it does not, unlike the oldie days of, like, Mechanism, explode. The Thermal series adds very loud sounds to their magic blocks, which is a lot more expected than Gears being absolutely silent. I mean, there are... I think there's, like, one thing, at least that we have around the base here from Create, that does actually make a noise. And it is, where are you? It's right here. It is the mechanical press. This makes a noise. It makes an anvil kind of sound. Nothing else. The mixer doesn't. Like, I think the blaze furnace, like the blaze burner down here does, but that's like two things. Although I will give them some credit. The noise of the block zapper placing blocks or doing anything is so incredibly satisfying. It is such a good sound. But that's like the only thing. Like, that's it. If they're still working on finding the right sounds? I mean, maybe, but it seems pretty late in development. Like, the amount of stuff that they've got working feels pretty late in development for them to be still pondering sound design. That said, there's a lot of oddities that still need custom sounds, I will say that much. So, I'll go a little bit easy on them. Alright. Do I have the capacity to do anything else today? I do want to finish this up, but I might save that for one last stream where I'm 100%. which is not today. So we'll finish up the bedroom and the mechanisms involved in that, and we'll redo the wiring here so we can actually have a call button, as well as like an up and down on every level. But that will have to wait. So gonna call it, as I say, a bit early today, and hope you guys have enjoyed. Hope those of you who've been lurking, which I know is a fair bit, have gotten your homework done or your artwork done or whatever you're working on done. And even if not, I hope you all have a nice day. As it is, my meds are paid up pretty much all the way through to September, I believe, currently. So I'm mostly just waiting for those to turn up, and then I'll be right as rain. Whether or not my throat gets better in the near future, I'll have to just wait and see. It's not like being on testosterone, so my voice is not going to get deeper, but who knows. I don't think it gets any higher. I'm not sure it could stand to get much higher, honestly. But yeah, that's just a thing to deal with. Otherwise, from me and a very gooey gooper, I hope you've enjoyed. I'll catch you all as ever next time. Night, everybody.